there. If you know me, I got like an addictive behavior. When I'm in something, I'm in it. It don't matter what it is. If I'm in school, I'm grinding in school. Our project is gonna be amazing, whatever we doing. When I play basketball, we gonna win. I'm dedicated. That's how I've always been. When I'm in it, I'm in it. And when I got in the gang, I was in it. And I wanted to know the principles, and I want to know the creed, and I want to know the Constitution. And I never planned for that, man. So while basketball is amazing, I'm rising in that. I'm also rising in the hood. Now I got the pack, and I got the car, and I'm driving to high school and all of that stuff, and I'm poisoning my community. But I feel really good about myself somehow. I did not know that it would lead to over 10 years of being just stuck in that reality. So while I'm in the game, like I say, I'm in it. You talk about Chirac now, go look at the statistics from 1994. I was 16 then. They ran out of ambulances in my neighborhood. They just started picking people up in the back of trucks. This was our reality. It's Chirac for a reason. It's created and crafted for it to be that reality. In order to have a top, you gotta have a bottom. In order to have people at the top doing well, living good, you gotta keep certain people down here. And that's where we were, down here. And I didn't know it, I didn't know the game. So 16, my mother finds my drugs, man. Broke my mother's heart. She did not raise me to be a drug dealer. She did not raise me to be a gang member. We don't have it, it's okay. Those are material items.
That's right.
Don't sell yourself out. My father, a heroin addict. He in the hospital right now at the University of Chicago. Been a heroin addict since 16. Abusive, all of that. Raised me to be tough. I didn't want to be tough at all. Never wanted to be that. But I was groomed into being like that. And it hurt me. So 16, my mother finds drugs. I just came from one of the biggest basketball tournaments in the city. They actually take us outside the city of Chicago. Played in the Boys in the Hood camp, top ball players in Chicago. Did my thing out there in front of Scottie Pippen, in front of the Bulls. I come back, my mother found those drugs. And it broke her heart, and I'm still making that up to her. My mom panics and sends me to Iowa. Anybody in here from Iowa? I just gotta know before I start talking stuff. No, I got love for Iowa. I went to Waterloo, Iowa my junior year. And we think about people who are in gang violence. We think about solutions. Sometimes people say, man, let's send them out the neighborhood. Let's get them out, get them a breather, etc. But that's when I started experiencing racism. And I didn't know that. In Chicago, I went to school with only black people. Only black people. And in Chicago, I had the reputation of being smart and being bad. It's like, you so smart, but you're so bad. Like, it was always, from kindergarten, that's my reputation. If you know anybody who know me, they'll tell you, I was smart and bad. But when I made it to Iowa, I wasn't smart no more. And I'm like, what? I'm not in the right reading classes. I'm not in the right math. I was in gifted and talented throughout. So I'm like, what you mean? Like, what you mean I'm in regular courses? If you want to just hit the slides, let's see. So now you're gonna have visuals to this. Maybe. But I'm passionate about putting the guns down just like Dora is, just like everybody who came here committed to it. Like I say, slides or no slides, you gotta understand my reality that led to me becoming the person who I became while I was lost out here and almost lost my life to guns. I want you to understand the journey, because you might see a mugshot and say, he's like this or he's like that, but you gotta know my story. You can't tell me to put my gun down if you don't know what I've been through. And you can't tell me to put it down if you ain't gonna put nothing else in my hand. So, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the diligence, man, the persistence. So this is where I started. And I'm gonna get us up to speed. Can you just click for me and I'll talk as we go. This is the first games. These are the first games, 40 Thieves. This is what you saw. They couldn't get opportunity, so this is what they became. Just keep clicking, man. So for me, look at the root causes of gang activity and why people carrying guns, because it's mainly people in gangs. It ain't just people who go into school thriving, shooting people. So you gotta understand, Some got low self-esteem, financial opportunities. It's one of the biggest right here. I can't get no money from nowhere, but I know the gang got money. Some people join for the thrill. Some people see the violence in the media and feel like that's the way. Lack of family, man. Most people in gangs don't have a father in their life, man. Let's keep that real. Go to the next one. We gotta understand this. Unemployment, poverty, and fatherlessness fuel the creation of gangs. So if we're not committed here, what are we doing? If we're not committed here, homeboy industry always says nothing stops a bullet like a job.
Say it again, God.
Nothing stops a bullet like a job. Come on, man, we gotta be honest about this. And this scholarly research, keep going for me. I'm from Chirac, I'm from this. This is familiar to me. I grew up in this. Hadia Pendleton went and sang for the Obamas at the White House, came back, killed. That's the reality. You can have aspirations, but you might not make it. So I say I'm blessed to be here. At 40, I'm blessed to even be able to have breath in my body. Next one. Strong mother, weak father. Like I say, I love them, but it's hard, man. It's hard. You see me, I'm a little kid biting my nails. I was always nervous. Like, I don't know what to expect here. My father's 6'4". As a little boy, I don't know why he hit my mom.
Right.
You think that ain't do something to me, though?
Yeah.
I ain't got nobody to talk to about that. I'm bottling it in, so whenever you cause a problem with me, I'm fighting my father. So if you want an issue, I ain't even fighting you. I'm fighting my dad.
Yeah. There you go, Jackson.
We gotta talk about that, why they got these guns. Next one, man. I saw the first black mayor in Chicago. He gave us hope in the city. He was probably the most progressive mayor in the country. Gave me hope. Died drinking coffee at his desk? I don't know a lot of people that die like that. Right. So even when we had hope, snatched away. Right. We back hopeless again. Right. Keep going. My mom wanted Theo to be my mentor. At 10 years old, I didn't want a mentor. I wasn't ready. I wanted my father. I didn't want another man. I appreciate, your organization. I hope they come ready to get a mentor. At 10, I couldn't receive it. This was a nice dude too. And we all came from different parts of the South Side. And he was like, man, let me give you a ride home. Because I stayed in a bad neighborhood. He said, man, let me drop you off. Let me take that back. I stayed in an economically deprived neighborhood.
Speak, God.
I stayed in an and he wanted to drop me off, and I used to say, no, I didn't want another person to hurt me. So I was really just protecting myself. So when you see these young boys and you trying to talk to them and they don't give you anything, just understand that's probably why. It's probably not you at all. It's probably like, I gotta have this shell so I don't get hurt again. And that's why I was at 10 years old. Terrence was amazing. Terrence got killed a year after this picture. And Terrence was the man. I mean, girls used to say he looked like Tupac. I used to be like, no he don't. I look like Tupac. I was hating on Terrence. I'm like, I look like Tupac. I don't look like Tupac at all, but I'm like, man, shoot, I want Terrence's life. But that was the tragedy of this. Like I said, we all came from the South Side of Chicago, different parts, and we all tried to make it through. Can you go to the next one for me?
Which one are you, Jason?
Oh, go back. I'm the adorable kid. Come on. I'm not, no, go to the next one. Yeah, I'm the kid right there. And Terrence made me an all-star that year. I mean, I couldn't dribble, I couldn't make a layup, but I was Steph Curry with the shot. So I made the all-star team, and it was all because of him. He would dribble in, pass it out. So I had a team concept that helped me. If we don't got programs to get some of these kids locked into where they feel good about themselves and they feel like they can do something, we're gonna lose them to the streets. Can you go to the next one for me? I got kicked out of my school, so now we talking the school to prison pipeline. 7th grade, they kicked me out. Same school my mother graduated from, same school my sister graduated from. I don't graduate from there. And I go to a school on the other side of town where these kids don't like me, I don't like them. And it was hard. But go to the next one. I graduated though.
Yeah, that's right.
And the boy was clean.
That's
right.
Let me see your 8th grade picture. Where your 8th grade picture at? For real. But you see, it's celebrating. And I got on a pink tie. You had to have confidence to wear pink as a boy in 1992 in Chicago.
Right.
Everybody couldn't do that because they're going to question your sexual orientation, question. So this might be your last graduation. You might die. So you get parties, you get balloons, it's a limousine. still in Chicago. It's a sad reality, but I graduated. Can you go to the next one? I went to Iowa. Like I say, my freshman and sophomore year, I played for Dunbar High School. Shout out Dunbar. Shout out Shannon. Dunbar represent.
Dunbar.
I went to for sure. You better not do that. Yeah, I went to Dunbar High School. Yeah, shout out CVS. Same school as Common, same school as Jawan Howard, same school as many others, for sure. I went to Dunbar, I played basketball, and I was doing my thing. My mom caught me with those drugs. She sent me to Waterloo, Iowa. Any of y'all ever heard of Waterloo, Iowa?
Yes, sir.
Shout out Waterloo. I went to Waterloo and I played that ball at a high level, but you gotta understand, we had the blackest team in the state. I'm right here. I'm the kid with the afro. I'm the kid that was a Muslim.
Peace,
I'm
God.
the kid that didn't eat pork.
Peace, God.
I'm the kid that got a gang tattoo on my arm. I'm a lot of things, and I'm that kid that got the Chicago label. He one of them Chicago dudes. And I didn't know what that means because I grew up in Chicago, so I come to Iowa and it's like, hey, he one of them Chicago dudes. But you gotta understand how Chicago got that way. My people came from Alabama and Arkansas to lead the South. When they came to Chicago, they didn't know it would be a different reality for them, a different game. They didn't know about gentrification and redlining. They didn't know. Some people went to Detroit, some people went to New York, my people went to Chicago, and we had a different game. Why you think, and I know like people be like, man, I don't mess with them Chicago dudes. Why you think it's like that? Why do you think people say that? You think we just all come from Chicago with this reckless mentality? We designed to be like that in the city. And when I went to Iowa City and all those places, people used to say racist stuff. My coach was racist. He's still racist. Facts. And I didn't take that stuff. Like, I really didn't. Back then, I don't play that racist stuff. It's like anybody can get it. At this point, anybody can get it. I ain't trying to be, I never was a bully. I never picked on people, but if you bother me, I didn't know that I was turning into a person I didn't want to be. So I'm gonna go a little faster because I know we got more stuff to do. Go to the next one. In the newspapers, this is how you saw me. Hat cocked to the left. I'm lost. You can't tell me to put this gun down at 16. I wasn't, like you had to have me in a different space. I had too much going on. I'm losing myself.
Right.
Next one. Homecoming dance, you can't see it that well, but I'm in the back throwing up a 5-point star. I'm lost. Like I said, I ain't glamorizing or glorifying none of this because I ain't in no gang and I support everybody who's trying to get a way out of that life. I'm just telling you the story. Can you go to the next one? I commit to the Air Force. I passed every test, 3 physicals, the written test, everything. So you gotta understand what made me become a soldier in the streets because it was simple. Either I was gonna be a soldier in the military or I was gonna be a soldier in the streets.
Talk to him, Jason.
I committed to the Air Force. I was enlisted February of my senior year. And I was homeless my senior year. I didn't live with an adult my senior year at all. And I graduated at 17. Took care of everything I felt like I needed to do, and I still ended up back in the trap. Go to the next one. So now I'm back at square one. Hit the next one for me, man. I know y'all, yeah, show the love. Can you go to the next one? Hey, somebody tap them back there. Can somebody? Yeah, thank you. So now I'm back in the hood, back in the trap, smoking. I'm lost. Next one for me, man. Go ahead. Most people don't make it out. Y'all might know some of them. You think about Kevin Garnett, he's not saying hello to you right here. That's not a hello. That's a 5-point star. And you think about what that star meant. It meant love.
Yep.
It meant truth.
Speak.
It meant peace,
Speak.
freedom,
Speak.
and justice.
God.
Now those are not bad principles to live your life by.
That's right.
But when you add guns and drugs, it all gets tainted. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I believed in that, but guns, this Derrick Rose, this was his MVP season. He was better than LeBron and Durant that year.
Yep.
And what he doing? Throwing up, he wasn't supposed to make it out.
Right.
He made it out, and I'm glad he playing for Minnesota right now. I'm not even gonna talk about R. Kelly. Can we keep going? Please. Like, just bear with me. I come to Minnesota for a different reality, and I came here all messed up. I did not bring my best self to Minnesota. I didn't give you my best representation. I apologize to the city of St. Paul and to Minneapolis. I did not give you my best. Like, for real, I did not bring the best representation of me.
Accountability, baby.
For sure. But then when you look at it, like Minnesota is a great place. I don't want to take that away from us, but we got to acknowledge the reality.
All right.
Look at the. Come on, man. I ain't gonna go in too deep about this, but this is the reality. Take that in, man. Take a picture of it, write it down. I don't care what you gotta do. You gotta understand when people at the bottom, the mentality is a little different, because I might not make it.
Right.
The way this designed, everywhere I go, when I go somewhere with my black family, they sizing me up based off this dynamic. Is he gonna tip? That determines the level of treatment I receive. Everywhere I go, I try to get a home. I'm blocked access to certain things. Can you go to the next one, man? So this is how you saw me when I was in the city, man. Like I said, I'm not proud of this. This is an 18, 19-year-old Jason Soul. And if I would have lost my life back then, you would have never knew what I could become.
Yeah.
Speak, God.
If I would have died back then, you would have never knew what I could do in this lifetime. Go to the next one. I get shot up right down the street. I got shot up pretty badly in front of the steakhouse. I took some bad bullets. I broke my femur. I had to learn how to walk all over again. I got shot with a 40 caliber. When I made it to Regents Hospital, they saw the car before they saw me. And they looked at the car and they was like, oh my God, based off the outside of it. So it made me a little bit more nervous, but I'm trying to keep calm because I knew friends who got shot in the arm and died. So I'm like, let me breathe this out. Let me just try and make it in there. But it felt weird learning how to walk all over again. It made me more vicious and violent. It did. Like, it didn't make me better getting shot. The light bulb didn't go off like, man, maybe I should slow down. No, that ain't where I was. Go to the next one. So after that, this is how you saw me.
Wow. That ain't me. Right. Wow,
Y'all better, hey, I got jokes too. Y'all better, and don't look at this one. Like, don't even, like, just look. No, man, like, I'm glad we can laugh and play about it, but these were some hard times in my life, man. And it hurt my mom seeing me not be able to find a way out of it. It hurt my mom to see me struggle and try and get a job and housing and all of that stuff. It hurt her when I had to go away for a few years. I got caught with a pistol. I got caught with drugs. And it's like I went away for a few calendars. When I went in at 21 and got out, like a few days after my 24th birthday, I've been in solitary confinement. I had fights in prison. I was running the yard with my guys, and it was like, I would always tell people along the way, I'm gonna figure this out. So even when I sold drugs at 20, when you saw me in the club in Cancun and buying every girl a rose and all of that stuff in them cars, I always told people, I'm gonna figure this out. At 15, I would always say, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm not doing this forever. I'm not committed to this for life. I always told, so it was easier for me to get out because I always stood up that way. Go to the next one. So I'm speeding up. Going to college, I found people that cared about me, man. Shout out to Sam Grant, man. Shout out to my group. Shout out to Golden Time. Shout out to man, everybody in St. Paul gave me a second chance. As far as systems, I couldn't get it. But in the community, Golden Town was like, man, you can come over here. It's all good. I used to go over to Save Our Sons. It's like, go ahead, you cool here. And I'm like, what? Because a lot of places I went, it was like, we don't want you. I couldn't get a place to stay out here. I'm paying a $25 application fee over here, $50 application fee over, just for you to tell me no. I used to show up and say, you know what, man, I'm gonna make this easy for you. I got felonies. I don't want to give you no application fee. I'm a good person. You gonna give me a place to stay? Don't take my money and then just not give, like, I had to figure some of that stuff out. Keep going. So I'm a community success. Everybody helped me be who I am. I didn't have family in Minnesota. All my family is in Chicago, other than the family I created. So I came back with no family. I started doing panels on black I needed to figure out who I was and what being black meant in Minnesota. This 2005. This Dr. Keith Mays, Dr. Rose Brewer. Now people seeing I can do some things. Go to the next one for me, man. So now I'm becoming an organizer, and I graduated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's what I needed. That's what I needed. Thank you. That's what I needed. Like, I didn't need prison. I didn't need jail. I didn't need that. I needed an education. That's what I needed. And when I went to college, I couldn't get any Pell Grants because I sold drugs. And I'm like, that don't even make sense. I sold drugs, so now you're saying I'm not eligible for any free money? It didn't make sense. I wanted a lot of scholarships too, but I got a 4-year degree in 3 years.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
They always wanted to throw programs on my mind and say, you need this, man. You need this kind of career. Your brain, you got a bad brain. I used to be like, no, ain't nothing wrong with my brain. I need opportunity. We want these boys to put these guns down. Let's give them an opportunity. I'm no miracle person or nothing like that. I'm an average person. Everybody know. I'm the most humble person you'll ever meet. I'm the most vulnerable person you'll ever meet. I'm out here everywhere. We can make these guys put these guns down if we invest in them. The community invested in me. For real, when Mahmoud and Ayo and Adrian was doing communiversities, they would say, come over here, man. Like, you good with us? And I used to be like, what? Because I wasn't being included in stuff. You know, I heard Ilhan say the other day, and definitely shout out to Ilhan. I heard her say, we don't only welcome immigrants in Minnesota, we send them to Congress. I never felt like I got a welcome here. I never felt like black people got a welcome in Minnesota. When I came, I didn't feel that welcome. But when I came back and said, you know what, I was bogus, I held guns in this community, like I poisoned this community, I'm trying to come back and do something different. The community stood next to me, and I'm so grateful to come back and be able to serve. Go to the next one. So I met amazing friends. A lot of y'all know my team. Karen Monahan, Siobhan Johnson, Hosey Thurman. They helped me be an organizer. So now I'm transcending from gang leadership to just being a community leader. Now I'm understanding that I gotta tear down some of these systems. Next one. Give me 5 more minutes to run through this. I started mentoring kids. I ran a group. I ran a lot of groups, but I was doing groups at face-to-face with kids in gangs. I ran a group behind ALC, behind Wendy's on Dale, with kids who was in gangs. This was at Hazel Park when I was working with kids. So it's like, I never wanted to just me be a success. I wanted to create other people to be successful as well. So I started doing a lot of mentoring. I held groups at Heritage Park in North Minneapolis. So I always was between North Side and St. Paul. And I was blessed to be able to go on both sides of the bridge freely. Where it wasn't like, man, you just a St. Paul dude, or you just North Side. It was like, I could be over there, I could be over here, and I'm grateful to be able to have that. Go to the next one for me, man. And I met my wife. Shout out to my wife, man. I got my Michelle Obama. Everybody know, like my wife get a lot of credit for who I am. My wife is a St. Paul girl. She graduated from Johnson High School. Her 4 brothers all graduated from Johnson. I love my wife dearly. She's a social worker. She's an amazing person. Like, for real, she cleaned me up a lot. For real, so she get a lot of credit for where I am. Can you go to the next one?
That's right, Jason.
And she gave me the best gift I could ask for.
That's right.
I'm the father I wish I had.
Yeah.
Say it again, God.
Just to be perfectly honest, I'm the father I wish I had. For real, like, my girls don't miss a beat. Like, that's one thing, that's my most important job. Y'all might know me standing up, serving and helping people and doing all that. I'm not gonna be a public success and a private failure.
Right.
That's not gonna happen for me. But like I say, where I am in my journey, we can create the same reality for these boys we trying to get to put the guns down. Go to the next one for me. When my wife say, man, I don't even like Halloween. But I do it for the sake of my family, for real. Like, I know I'm better with them than I am without them. So when my wife say, hey, you better bring your butt over here, we're about to take some Halloween pictures. Man, it's like, let's go. Next one. But it's like, I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. And a lot of times when you see somebody at 18, 19, 20, and they not living their best life, you automatically write them off. I'm grateful St. Paul didn't write me off. I'm grateful that people said, you know what, I see your potential, I see your value. Let me help you get, and that's all these other guys needed. Everybody who in here who's successful, just think about what you needed to be successful. That's all they need. That's all they need. They need the same thing. Can you go to the next one? So, for me, look at this. I've never seen a baby smile. I've never seen a baby smile this hard. I've never seen a baby, and I've been working for 11 years to make sure that smile goes nowhere. Since cutting the cord, man, that's my baby, man. Go to the next one, because I can talk about them forever, for real. When it's time for me to fight, I fight. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm just not. I'm just not. When it's time to stand up for women who being shackled by giving birth to Shakopee, I'm standing up. When it's time for, when people call me and say, hey, we need you, man. When the young people call me and say, hey, we need help with this, I show up. Go to the next one. I wrote my book, and that gave me a little bit too much attention. Like, for real, I wasn't trying to, like, I'm not looking for fame in any respect. I probably could get fame. I say that with all humility. I probably can have that. I'm not looking for no fame. I just wanted to put out the book really for my daughters. Because I didn't want to pass away and then people run up on my daughters and be like, you know he sold drugs, right? You know he did this, because they don't know that dude. They don't know that guy back then.
That's right.
So I'm not trying to let somebody else tell my story. If you don't tell your own story, somebody else gonna tell it for you. So let's be clear. What's up, Rob?
Right.
Go to the next one. If we want them to be resilient, this is what they need. Definitely take notes. Definitely, because if we want them to put the guns down, Dora, this is what they need, because we want them all to be resilient, right?
Yeah.
This is what they need. On the individual level, they need relationships. They need culture. They need to understand conflict resolution. If we teach these young folks how to actually talk out their differences at a young age, where it's like, hey man, I'm not feeling you right now, but I ain't trying to hurt you, man. Can we talk this out, man? Because I got all these emotions, man. I feel like you did some bogus stuff. We gotta give them that verbiage so maybe they can put the guns down because they armed with their words and not the pistol. They need role models, man. Role models that won't let them down. Don't bring a kid in and then you just discard them. They need stability. If we want them to put these guns down, this is what we gotta give them. Access to services. Give them a solid education. Give them mentors. Shout out. Shout out to your agency. Neighborhood cohesion. It's not rocket science. If we want to do it, we can do it. And like you said, it starts today. So let's make it happen. Next one. I got a couple more and I'm out. Understand what the strength-based approach is. Understand, tell these young kids what they do well more than you tell them what they doing wrong.
That's right, say it again.
Tell them more of what they do well rather than what they doing wrong.
That's right.
We'll see them doing better. Go to the next one. For me, I got some initiatives that I'm trying to see come to fruition. But let's think about this. Reentry gotta be a priority. If I pay my debt, let me come back, man. If I serve my time and go through all of that, come on, man. Let me clear it up. Let me clear it up some kind of way. I was blessed that it happened for me. It don't happen for everybody else. So I'm blessed in that respect. We gotta create community first public safety models where we know how to handle each other when we got an issue. I ain't gotta make no phone call. If I know what you value, I know what you care about, can we sit down and talk? Can we? Oh, we can't do it? Can we call somebody else to help us sit down and talk? We gotta be able to develop that for ourselves, man. Like, instead of expecting people to save us, like we can love and protect ourselves.
That's right.
We can do it. Other communities have done it.
That's right.
It's not rocket science at this point. We also gotta talk, and I'm gonna stop here. We also gotta talk about what healthy masculinity is.
Yes, sir.
We get a lot of that toxic masculinity at a young age. We ask all these little boys at 13 and 12 and 11, man, you got a girlfriend yet? You got a girlfriend? It's like, stop doing that. Like, stop doing that, for real. We know adults can't handle relationships. That's why you asking this, like, for real. So why we asking this 11-year-old, 12-year-old boy if they got a girlfriend? You know they can't handle that.
Right.
Teach them healthy masculinity, that they can cry if they hurt it. You know what I'm saying? That they can ask for help. Like I say, I didn't want to be a monster and being in a gang, man. I didn't want that, but I almost lost my life to it. So when we talk about helping people put the guns down, hopefully I gave you enough to help you see what you can do to help people put those guns down, because I'm all for it. Dora, when you call me, you got me. All right? All right, I love y'all. We got to do something else, me and Paul. But thank y'all for having me, for real.